Okay guys, so last night you learned how to change a fraction to a decimal, and today we're going to learn how to change a decimal to a fraction. So we're going to be doing the right side of our notes as well as the examples on the bottom down here. Now, changing a decimal to a fraction I think is a lot easier than going from a fraction to a decimal, because simply all you have to do, step one right here, is write it like you say it. Okay, write it like you say it. And that simply just means that you need to say the decimal using your place value. Okay, using your place value. So, looking at this example right here, 0.4, well, if I'm going to say that using my place value, I would say 4 tenths. Okay, you would say 4 tenths. So to write this, you would simply write, again, if it's 4 tenths, it would be 4 over 10. 4 tenths. All right, however you say it, that's how you write it. Hence the write it like you say it. Step 2, after you write your fraction, you must always, always, always simplify. Okay? Simplify. Again, you must always simplify your answers. So step 1, write it like you say it. Step 2, simplify. And that's all you do to change a decimal to a fraction. Okay, so I have the question. I'm going to scoot this up some. What if I have a whole number in front of the decimal? Well, guys, we are going to treat that exactly the same way we did last night when we were changing a fraction to a decimal. Okay, so again, we're going to write the whole number in our answer box so that we don't forget about it, and then we're going to follow the steps above. Write it like you say it and simplify. Once I have changed the decimal portion to a fraction, then we're going to take that answer and we're going to place it behind the whole number in our answer box, just like last night. Okay, so step 1, write it like you say it. Step 2 is to simplify. If you have a whole number, make sure you take it to your answer box first. So let's try these examples over here. I've got 0.5. Well, how do we say that using our place value? Well, this is in the tenths place. Okay, so this is 5 tenths. So to write that as a fraction, it would be 5 over 10. And then we must always, always, always simplify it. Well, I'm going to look at these numbers, and both of them can be divided by 5. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. I cannot simplify this fraction anymore, so here is my answer. To change 0.5 or 5 tenths to a fraction, I'm going to write it like I say it, and then simplify. Let's try the second one, 0.72. Well, let's look at the last digit. What place value is this in? The hundredths place. So I would read this, or say it, excuse me, 72 hundredths. Now guys, you don't have to write this down on your homework. I do suggest that you write it down here in your notes just to help you remember to write it like you say it. So if we say 72 hundredths, that would be 72 over 100. And then step 2 is to always, always, always simplify. So I'm going to look at that and I'm like, I don't really know off the top of my head what the biggest number I can divide into that is. But I do know, because they're both even, ends in a 2, ends in a 0, they're both even numbers that I can always divide by 2. So let's start there. Divide by 2, divide by 2. That would be 36 over 50. Have we simplified it all the way? Nope, they're both even numbers. These are both even numbers, so I can divide by 2 again. And 36 divided by 2 is 18. And 50 divided by 2 is 25. Okay? So 18 over 25. Can I simplify this anymore? No. So this is my answer. 18 over 25. Let me zoom in some here for you. That may help. Y'all have to let me know if this helps you more. If it does, I will continue to do this when I zoom in. Let's look at our next one. 0.462. How do we say that? Well, let's look at our last digit. That is in the thousandths place. So I would say this, 462 thousandths. Okay? 462 thousandths. Well, let's write it like we said it. So 462 thousandths. Okay? So I did. I wrote it like I said it. Write it like you say it. Okay? 462 thousandths. But we're not done. We must always, always, always simplify. Well, those are some big numbers. All right? But I know that I can divide by 2 because both of these are even. All right? So I'm going to divide the top by 2 and the bottom by 2. Remember that if you can't think of the biggest number that goes into both of those and they're both even, we'll start small and divide by 2. You'll always get where you need to be. 462 divided by 2 is 231. And 1,000 divided by 2 is 500. Well, let's look at that. Can you simplify any more? Nope. So here is your answer. Please remember to box your answers so that we can see them. All right, last one. Ooh, looky there. I've got a whole number, so 2.622. Okay, well, what do I always want you to do with the whole number first? Always, 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 so we don't forget about it. We're going to take it to the answer box. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2 down to the answer box. All right, now I have 0.622 left. Well, let's look at our last digit. What place is this in? The thousandths place. So let's write it like we say it, like we did up here. This would be 622 thousandths. So 622 thousandths. All right? Sorry. 622 thousandths. Okay? Well, let's write that like we said it. That would be 622 over 1,000. Am I done? Absolutely not. We have to always, always, always simplify. Very good. Okay? They're both even, so let's start out and divide by 2. 622 divided by 2 is 311. And 1,000 divided by 2 is 500. Can I simplify this anymore? Nope. All right, so here's my fraction, my simplified fraction, but I'm not done. That's not my answer. I need to go and add this behind my whole number. So 311 over 500. So our answer is 2 and 311 500ths. So 2 as your whole number, and then 311 over 500. And this is how you change a decimal to a fraction. Write it like you say it, and then simplify. Always, always, always. Now please don't forget that you need to go into your Google Classroom, and after watching this video, you need to click on your Edpuzzle link and watch that one video that we've given to you. And after you complete that, you need to make sure that you do your little half sheet page of 5 questions for homework.